I have been in this profession for 20 years. So I started off as a fresh grad. I came out from university. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I was that timid, clueless, fearful girl who just came out fresh and don't know anything. But I landed into the profession by chance. And then since then, I was working with a tight agency.
So I was actually in engineering. I was doing engineering sales, and I was traveling the region quite a fair bit, and I used to work very hard. So I was one of the earliest to come into the office at about 7 o'clock, and I would leave the office like 10 o'clock. And my boss, will still be in the office when I leave. When I come back the next morning, he's still in the office. So that's why I asked myself, I said, if I'm going to continue, in this career path, then I'll be like him, right? I will have no life. So I said, is that something I really want? And that's why the transition was made. It's an easy decision. So I was always very curious about how people made money. I was curious about how people lost money. And there are people who actually don't spend much and know how to preserve their wealth over a long period of time. So that was something that I was very curious about, and that's why I started to join back then it's insurance, then over time the financial planning business. And what was very interesting was I had one friend, so he's a primary school classmate. He was really, really wealthy, so wealthy to the point that I went to his house. It's at the back of Orchard Road, and just the driveway, they could park almost 10, 11 cars on the driveway. I lost contact with this friend of mine in primary school all the way until in my 20s. And when I caught up with him again, and I realized that his whole family was bankrupt. They lost everything. So because of that, I said, there's something that's missing in between, right? And how do I connect the dots and make sure that, even they can continue to be wealthy, but maybe not as wealthy, but I'm sure if they had planned well, something better would have turned up from there.
I was actually with a tight agency,
Right.
and I was there for a good 16 years.
Okay.
Yeah, then later on, I realized that all my clients have already progressed in their lives. From last time, young army boys, they have already progressed since the time I knew them. And then they went on to start to build out their career, their family, their businesses. Somehow at the point of the 16th year, I felt that I reached a plateau in terms of my growth. And I know that I needed to do a lot more in order to be able to continue to sustain and to continue to value add to my clients. So as such, right, I was very determined, and I went on to pursue estate planning. And I actually worked with a team in Manulife FA that particularly specializes in estate planning. In the tight agency where I used to be for the first 16 years in my career, I was only doing MDRT. I was a very consistent and a very hard worker, but no matter how hard I work, right, I could only maintain it at MDRT. It's only in 2018 onwards, after I joined the Manulife FA, then I broke through to COT, Court of Table, and then I also went on I zoomed my way actually, literally last year to top of table. You could say that I'm actually one of the youngest advisors in Singapore today to achieve the lifetime MDRT, which is 10 years, and as well as the 15 years honor roll.
For myself, I started in 2015 2005 in this career, 2005. And in 2006, I achieved MDRT, and I was just at MDRT level, like Jovin said, for a very long time. I couldn't break through that level. After we went on to the different platform, that's where I think about a couple of years later, that's where the transition happened, and it went on to COT, Court of the Table, and it's been consistently at Court of Table for so far about 3-4 years.
The quality of the training and the courses that is available to us is vastly different. And in terms of the culture, I would say that Manulife FA is very vibrant, very forward-looking, and a very dynamic culture that we are in. With this culture, it also forms a very encouraging environment for everybody to want to pursue growth and to want to excel. So I think that is something that is really very important in any organization.
One of the things that actually brought about that growth is the open architecture concept, where We have options to different companies, different insurance companies, different platforms. We are not bound to be specifically on insurance products alone, but we have the whole array of products that's available. So when we talk to our clients, it's no longer about what's the best product out there, but it's more about where is it that you want to get to, and how can I get you there together and journey together with you over the long period of time. Because there are just too many options out there. People get confused. People don't know what to choose. Yeah, they're just unaware about what options are available.
Sometimes the line between work and family gets blurred. So we could be having our family dinner together with our children, but sometimes we are so excited about our work, right? We're so passionate about work. We keep talking about it until our children have to stop us. Daddy, mommy, what about us? So we just say, okay, we will come back to you. So we have to be mindful. We can really talk whole day about work, but it's something that because we are very passionate about, so it's not like, I would say that we make a very good team together.
Yeah, even my kids, they are saying, Daddy, what actually are you doing? And they said, why is your job so good, right? So they say, I also want to do what Daddy is doing. Yeah, so, but of course it's fair share of challenges and advantages as well. So I mean, I wouldn't say that it's always smooth sailing, because sometimes working with a family member, you have different expectations of each other, and sometimes the line between whether you are a co-worker or you are a family member gets blurred from time to time.
It's really very important to, first of all, you must have a growth mindset. Okay, so the right question to ask would be, are you someone who will just settle down for mediocrity, or are you someone truly seeking for growth, but you find that you are not getting there yet? Okay, so don't stop believing in yourself. Continue to pursue if that's your passion. And I think one of the most important thing that could actually join the missing dots would be, you must understand what is your why in this business. Because there are many out there, because they don't have a very clear understanding of their why, then they may not know themselves truly well enough. So you have to search for your big why. And why are you in this business? And what do you really want? I would suggest very strongly to invest your time and energy to look for a good mentor to coach you, seriously. Because a good mentor will be someone who can teach you differently. Not just a mentor who is knowledgeable in concepts, not just a mentor who is good with the hard facts and the hard knowledge or the hard skills. It's not good enough. A good mentor will actually be able to not only impart, and to be able to transfer their skills and their soft skills, especially in the sales, in the art of sales psychology. So the key thing here is actually the art of sales psychology. This is the missing dot. You can go out there and have so many courses, upgrade yourself, do everything. But if you don't have the guidance of a good leader to guide you and mentor you, you will take a longer time to reach the place that you want to go.
I think the first thing is you need to know yourself, because in this business there are 9 ways to actually get to become very successful. More than 9 ways. There are many multiple ways to be very successful. But what is the way you want, and what is it you are looking for? I used to think that I want to chase the extremely wealthy, extremely high net worth, and deal with these people who are maybe hundreds of billions of dollars. But the reality is, I may not be able to connect with them so well. So I said, what is my strength? Where is my strength? So I remember when I first started, I started working with lawyers. And lawyers were a group of clients that were very good to deal with. But the lawyers will over time transit and they get married with doctors. So slowly, naturally, I also got together with doctors, and I started to specialize in doctors. Then I realized that doctors are very consultative in nature. They their consultation style is very different from how a lawyer thinks and how they work, right? So after a while, I realized that I have a natural affinity to doctors. So I'd rather work with doctors than lawyers. Not that I'm going to say not work with lawyers at all, but I think it's about knowing your strength, knowing who you are, and finding that space, because you don't have to be all things to everyone. You just have to be who you are to that small group of people. And when that small group of people love you, it's just natural that they'll just send people your way. You need to specialize. You need to be very niche. So the niche that I think you want to be good at is who your natural favorite clients will be. So for me, my natural favorite clients are doctors. So that's where I specialize in. Then the next thing is also, what is the topic that you actually love about financial planning? Because financial planning is so broad and so big, right? So for me, I love the part about retirement planning, because when I came into this industry, I told myself that I wanted to be financially independent by a certain age. So that's what everybody is thinking about. So, not just myself, but everyone else as well. So if I can find that fit for that person, because that's my natural affinity, then it's very natural that they will refer me, they will want to work with me, they want to do business with me. So I don't have to be all things to everyone, but I just have to be the right type of person to the right group of clients.